During the ceremony, the President made a special mention of Mahinda Siriwardana's extraordinary contribution and dedication in helping Sri Lanka achieve economic milestones while strategically managing the economy during the post-economic crisis transition.
I witnessed a disturbing report at the Sri Jayawardhanapura Hospital. Where is our society heading? Today, individuals engaged in a profession that is regarded as highly respectable and of great value are secretly selling medicine. What has society come to? Therefore, we believe that if we are to truly achieve economic transformation, a profound transformation of our social fabric is also essential. In that transformation, I believe there is much we can learn from the example set by Mahinda Siriwardana. He once personally told me that during the period when the central bank's gold reserves were being sold, the agony he felt. At a time when the country was sinking deep into crisis, he chose to live through it, pushing aside the tide. He could have opted to simply survive, but instead he chose to stand and fight to prevent the crisis from worsening. One can either succeed or fail, but what matters is having a clear conscience and being able to say, I stood up for this cause. I believe Mahinda Siriwardana took a stand. Therefore, we must reflect deeply on our public service. Let us always stand up against wrongdoing and intervene actively to foster what is good. The decisions we make at this moment are causing harmful consequences even for people who have no connection whatsoever to those decisions. The public service has become a mechanism that operates above the people with no relationship to the citizen. What is the connection between the citizen waiting in the passport queue and the officer inside the room? We must build a relationship of empathy and connection with that citizen. We must establish a relationship in which it is understood that he or she should not be humiliated or neglected. I recall Mahinda Siriwardana once said that there should never be shortages of medicine in hospitals and that we must allocate sufficient budgetary provisions to prevent this. However, he also told me separately that even though funds have already been allocated for purchasing medicine, some hospitals still report shortages. To this day, certain medicines are in short supply, not due to financial constraints, but because of issues within the procurement mechanisms, internal bureaucracies, and conflicts of authority, which I am well aware of. A major crisis has developed as a result. That is why we need public officials who can serve as role models, those who understand the responsibility of public service, who grasp how the system must be managed, and the accountability of a public servant, and the connection between the public servant and the citizen, as well as the obligations owed to the citizen. Mahinda Siriwardana possessed a deep, practical understanding of all these matters. Without such understanding, this crisis will not be resolved. There was a time when people thought managing the economy was like playing a game of cards, gambling essentially, thinking only of the short-term play. We have already experienced the disastrous consequences of such thinking. That is why managing the economy must not be seen as a game played in the moment. It must be guided with a clear vision, a proper plan and consistency. I believe Mahinda Siriwardana has contributed significantly to steering the economy in that transformative direction.
ඒ සඳහා එතුමා මේ පරිවර්තනය මම හිතන්නේ අපේ රටේ ආර්ථිකයට ගෙනත් දීලා තියෙනවා.